Hello, we'll be starting with the qualitative methods of credit control or the selective methods of credit control, which affect the use, distribution and direction of credit. Quantity of credit is not reduced. How it is used, where it is used, that changes by the qualitative methods. The first qualitative method is the rationing of credit. Rationing means controlling the amount of credit. Okay. In this method, RBI seeks to limit the maximum or the ceiling of loans and advances, and also in certain cases fixes ceiling for specific categories of loans and advances. Like the central bank will ask a particular bank, will fix a limit on the amount of loans and advances for each bank. How much loan a bank can give, that is fixed by the central bank. This is first method. Second method, central bank fixes the ratio of capital of a bank to its total assets. How much loans can it give compared to its total assets is fixed by the central bank. Here, how much loan? Same for all, say 5 crores, 10 crores, etc. Here, depending on the assets of a bank, the loan amount is finalized by the central bank. Controls the amount of loans given by a bank. This is known as rationing of credit. Next one is marginal requirement. Now, when a person takes a loan, he has to provide a security to the bank. Say a person needs a loan of 1 lakh rupees, he has to give a security whose value is more than the value of the loan. Okay. The commercial banks do not lend to the full amount of the value of the security. The loan amount is generally less than the security value, because say after 5 years the loan, suppose the loan cannot be paid, after 5 years the bank will get to know about it. By that time, the value of the security must have fallen down, isn't it? To make up that difference, commercial bank provides a loan lesser than the value of the security. And margin is the difference between the present value of the security and the amount of loan that the security can give. Okay. If a rise in the marginal requirement will reduce the amount of loans that a bank can against a security. Say in a particular bank, for a loan of 1 lakh, 50,000 securities required. For another bank, another bank, for a loan of 1 lakh, the security value is 2 lakh. So a person having a security worth 6 lakh, from the first bank, he can get a loan of 4 lakh. But from the second bank, he can get a loan of 3 lakh. For the first bank, security value 1,50,000 can fetch a loan of 1 lakh. So the marginal requirement is 50,000. For the second bank, a security worth 2 lakh can fetch a loan of 1 lakh. That means the marginal requirement for the second bank is 1 lakh. Hence, when 50,000 is the marginal requirement, the bank can give more loans. When 1 lakh is the marginal requirement, the bank can give less loans. As a result, during depression, margin has to be reduced, but during inflation, margin has to be raised. Next one, consumer credit. People purchase goods on loans, credit, motor vehicles, electronic goods, etc. For that, how it works, the person has to pay a little amount of down payment and then the rest of the amount in installments. Suppose to buy a washing machine, the buyer is required to make a down payment of 1/4 of the total price and the rest is to be paid in 15 equal installments. Under regulation of consumer credit, the down payment may be increased and number of installments reduced so that the people face problem in paying. Suppose the down payment is made half and number of installments reduced to 5. People will face a difficulty in paying huge amount of money, hence they won't buy the products. So during inflation, more restrictions are put. During depression, less restrictions are put. Next one is control through directives. RBI issues directives to the commercial banks on how to lend, the purpose for which loans may or may not be granted. Like banks were required to provide loans for the cement industry and not to provide loans for the computer manufacturing industries. Okay, they will mention the purpose for which loans can be given, as well as margin to be kept in case of marginal requirement. These are directives provided by the RBI. Next comes publicity. That means informs RBI follows, publicity means advertising, follows the policy of publicity in order to make the public know about the policies of expansion or contraction. Like there should be expansion or there should be contraction. There should be expansion during deflation. There should be contraction during inflation. RBI publishes that in the newspapers for the general public to come to know about it. Okay. By that they will exert a moral pressure on the commercial banks and also to the public to make them aware of the policies adopted by the commercial bank and central bank in the light of prevailing economic condition, like how the economic conditions are. If there is inflation, such steps are taken, such and such steps are taken by the central bank. And during deflation, certain steps are taken by the central bank. That is informed to the public so that they come to know the reason behind the steps being taken. The last one is moral suasion. Moral suasion means persuading. In the previous one, there is a publicity in the newspapers, journals, etc. Here it is a moral suasion in which an advice or a request is made by the central bank to the commercial banks to follow the monetary policy and to carry out their lending activities and other operations in such a way so as to achieve the objective of the central bank's policy. Like if inflation is there, central bank prepares certain directives to control inflation. It is then the central bank requests or advises the commercial banks to follow what is being prepared, what directions are given by the central bank in its monetary policy so that the condition of inflation can be controlled. But it is generally in the form of a advice to the commercial banks regarding how they will invest or how to take care while granting loans, what things are to be taken care of while granting loans and advances to the consumers. Being an apex institution, it is the RBI's work to control the economic system of the country. Next one is direct action. If a particular bank does not follow the guidelines of the central bank, some steps are taken against that commercial bank. That is known as direct action. It's a form of a punishment. Okay. For example, in direct action, a punishment is given by the central bank to the commercial banks who do not follow the guidelines of the central bank. For example, a particular commercial banks goes to the central bank for discounting the bill of exchange. RBI may reject it completely. For other banks it will allow, but only for the erring bank, the one who has not followed the guidelines of the central bank, it is refused. Okay. RBI may refuse to sanction further accommodation to a bank. No loans will be given to that bank. It may charge penal rate of interest on loans taken by a bank beyond its prescribed limit. Like that means bank rate. For that particular bank, the bank rate will be raised. For other banks, the bank rate will be same as it is. Hence, this bank will have to suffer because they have to pay higher rates of interest to the central bank while other banks are paying the same lower rates of interest. Thus, their profits will get affected. Thank you.